Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive 717 and the Saucy Beaver Mega and her little baby. They're just resting in their little bed. I would give her a nice little pet and snuggle her up for you guys, but I'm just like rubbing lotion on my hands right now. And so I don't want the smell to go on her fur because then she'll start like trying to groom it to get it off. So, all right, guys. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for being here with me on the channel. I haven't said that in a really long time. I remember like a few months ago, I would say it at the intro of like every single reading, thank you guys so much for being here. And then someone left me a comment. They're like, why do you have to give this big Oscar speech type of thing in your intro every time? And I'm like, oh my God, because I really like to thank you guys for being here with me. So I thought about that this morning and I just want to thank you guys for being here with me and this saucy little beaver over here and all of the love you guys give us in the comments. All right. So guys, I'm feeling really called to do a reading for those of you who are in marriages. Once upon a time, it felt like everything was going smoothly and then boom, you meet your twin flame. And things just end up changing, okay? I've been chit-chatting with a few of you on Patreon, just kind of lending support. For those of you, in that predicament, I know it's not easy. I do have personal experience. I met my twin when me and my son's father were just dating, and I always knew there was something in the eye contact, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Anyways, I ended up getting married anyway. And the twin flame journey and the connection between me and my twin was inevitable. And fast forward like almost 10 years later, I'm separated and went through the whole process of just realizing that there is no turning back when you're on this journey. And maybe separation or divorce is not something that's for everybody, but I have been working with a few of you on Patreon where you really are trying to get your head above water. And so I feel like I want this reading to support those of you who you may be feeling like you're stuck, or why would this happen to you when you're in a marriage, or why would you meet this person at work? Why would you all of a sudden wake up one day and start having deeper feelings towards someone that you've maybe known in your past, or maybe it's someone that you've recently met. I know that there are many of us in the community that are struggling with that dilemma. And so, I just wanted to support those of you through this reading, okay? I'm sorry it's not a general reading and it's a little bit more specific, but hopefully you guys can tell by the title, and those of you who are clicking, genuinely want to find out the insights on this, okay? So these are transformation cards, and before I begin, I just want to let you guys know, like on the journey, personally for me, honesty is the best policy, and honesty and authenticity is the best policy on this journey, on this twin flame journey. And so, when in doubt, try to tell the truth. Do not be afraid of loving. Do not be afraid of loving deeply. This journey will teach you a great deal about yourself and how prepared you are to just live out this experience in your truth. All right. So what messages does the universe want those of you to know who are in this dynamic of your twin flame journey? Okay. So you're married and then you end up meeting your twin flame, and now things have kind of turned upside down in your life a little bit, right? Let's get a message from the universe. Okay, so calm is not a weakness. Okay, so you're being guided to stay calm and to understand that, your nature of being calm, it's not necessarily a weakness. I feel like those of you out there who are experiencing this, you're having to take things really, really slow and keep your composure and be really patient. And there's days where you might feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You might cry silently behind closed doors. You might really try to put up a front where you're so strong. It's like you never let those around you down. You know how to be strong for other people, Meanwhile, deep down inside, you've got your whole own thunderstorm that you're battling. That calmness is great strength, and the universe is letting you know that there will be a release. Okay, there will be a bit of a release that you end up experiencing, and that everything that you're going through is not in vain. Okay, the universe isn't trying to punish you. Maintain your composure and all will be revealed. Okay, why are you experiencing this twin flame journey? What is it meant to teach you in this lifetime? Patience is a virtue. I feel like a lot of you out there are longing to connect with your counterpart, but you have a lot on your plate, right? Many of you are married, you have families, you have responsibilities, but that longing and the urge to connect with your counterpart is there. I'm hearing too, for many of you, you don't actually have that confirmation yet as to whether or not your counterpart feels the same. It could just be a guessing game. You're not sure. You're waiting for things to be revealed. But all you know is that you feel something. And I want to remind you guys to trust that. And that's why patience is a virtue is showing up. When you're on this twin flame journey, the very first part of getting through it, I always say, is acceptance. Okay, you have to accept what it is your body and your heart and your mind and your soul is telling you. It doesn't matter if it is crazy. It doesn't matter if it's absurd. It doesn't matter if others don't agree with it. It doesn't matter if others don't like it. They can't explain it. They have a problem with it. This is your life experience, and how much can you own your life experience and what it is that's happening to you? Okay, can you see that it's happening for you and not to you? Can you see that as long as you are patient on this journey, all will be revealed? Okay, this is also an indication for many of you to start getting in touch with your spirit guides. Start to pray, meditate more. Get in touch with your higher self. Many of us too could be seeking out a lot of tarot readings online, just trying to figure out the answers, but we keep hitting a brick wall. It is because a lot of you are meant to take a time out and, calm your storm, anything on the inside that you're feeling and it feels very chaotic. It is time to take a time out and spend time with yourself, because there is no tarot reader on YouTube that can figure this out for you, that can confirm, yes, this is your twin flame, you're on a journey. Many people can share their experiences and it might sound like it's similar to yours. Tarot readers can offer support. They can offer their experiences, and your own intuition will help you discern as to what it is that's true and not true. But at the end of the day, you are in charge. No one can walk this journey for you. It is you that's meant to ascend, and the more you study, the more you spend time with yourself, the more you allow your higher self to guide you. It's like in Taekwondo, right? I'm learning so much in reference to Taekwondo, but I feel like it's because it is a sport of discipline. It teaches you to really ground yourself, but being on this journey is like earning stripes on your belt, or earning different levels of getting your belt. And a major part of earning, the next level belt is to accept that you're on this journey, and to accept that you are in charge. At the end of the day, you are going to have to navigate this experience and learn to trust the inner talk, the inner chatter that happens in your heart and mind. And if you really want assistance, it can come in the form of another person. It's going to come in the form of your higher self assisting you, your spirit guides, your ancestors, God, right? But that's the very first part of the journey. Is like some of us have lost touch with communicating with those who are here, but they may not be physically visible. A lot of us have really lost touch with that, and we can end up feeling very isolated and alone on the journey, when in fact there is so much love and support around you. Okay, I'm going to get a message from your twin flame's higher self. Okay, and this is specifically for those of you who, again, you are having to be calm, you are having to be very patient on this journey, because not everything is set out in stone for you at this time. So it could be very confusing. What is your twin flame's higher self feeling? Why are you so drawn to this person? Why is the feeling so strong? What is their higher self trying to say to you? Okay, so free yourself. I feel like both of you may need to do this, and it may be a lesson for both of you, because again, A lot of you are involved in marriages and you're wondering how this twin flame journey would ever manifest. Why would this happen to you? It's because most likely it is highlighting aspects of your life where you're not living authentically. And your marriage has a lot to do with that. Okay. Many of you are going to have a spotlight put on your marriage or relationship, where the universe will show you how this relationship in your life, you're not experiencing it because you're living in your authentic self. And that's why you've met your twin. Because your twin, they're not there to jump into a romantic relationship with you or rescue you from the one that you're in. They really do equip you with the tools to be able to stand in your truth and authenticity. And if you realize that you need to free yourself, you're going to have to do it with honesty, respect, grace, integrity. And that is often what the twin flame journey is about. It's often what slows down the twin flame journey and causes a lot of the separation and the pushing and pulling. But yeah, it's so that you can consistently point the arrow back to yourself. What am I needing to do to get my shit together rather than feeling like I need this person to come in and just take me out of this situation, because we can get caught up in that feeling of like, okay, like my twin is here. Okay. Like you kind of get into this feeling of like, they're going to now all of a sudden just kind of charge in there and like, this is just going to come together. No, it is about freeing yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Oftentimes what that looks like is the hermit card, right? Isolating yourself, realizing that you are no longer the person you once were. Sometimes your twin flame can come into your life and they open up your heart. They open up all of the chakras in your body. Many of you have a Kundalini awakening because of this sexual charge with your counterpart. It kind of goes against everything you know. But at the same time, you can't help it. It's like the sexual pull can sometimes feel like it is because it is meant to free us. Especially in the areas of like not feeling shame. It's like the Kundalini too, it represents the reason it's so deep rooted where it is because below in that center there, it controls, desire. And for some of us, we have very skewed perceptions of desire, right? Many of us can feel very tainted or feel like that's a bad thing. When the Kundalini raises desire, it connects to our heart space, right? And our heart, and when it's fueled by desire, it leads us to the things that we are meant to experience in this lifetime. It's meant to fulfill us. It is meant to help us thrive and grow. It's like a lot of people have the misconception that they're meant to come here and suffer and just like take their karma, but we're not supposed to. We're supposed to see what the karma is and then do our best to rise above the karma and start planting new seeds. So yeah, part of the reason why you met your twin and you're married is because you need to start breaking old patterns, most likely staying in unhealthy relationships, being in relationships not because of love or romance or passion the way it should be, but it's based out of like contracts and attachment wounds and things like that, trauma bonding. So yeah, I feel like the epitome of this message is that you have to free yourself in some way if many of you are looking for this to manifest. All right, what's your best course of action? Let's wrap up this short message. For those of you who are married, you are feeling like you are getting consistent messages about freeing yourself. But again, because you're getting the calmness is not a weakness and patience is a virtue, I feel like, these are those of you who can't seem to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't fight it so hard. Allow the universe to pave the way. Pay attention to the smaller lessons that are being brought before you. Independence is going to be a big thing for those of you wishing to free yourself. Oh, these are way too many. But keep certain lessons like that. Pay attention to the small lessons that are coming up and you'll start figuring out exactly why your twin flame came into your life. All right. So for those of you listening, what's your best course of action? Okay. So we have the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Summer. Okay. So an emotionally fulfilling life with family or friends, raising children wisely, people you can trust. Okay, so your best course of action is to focus on why it is you want to free yourself. Maybe many of you are looking for an emotionally fulfilling life. That's what you've always wanted, but you ended up in a marriage where it's everything but emotionally fulfilling. You go along with all of the motions except being fulfilled emotionally and feeling unconditionally loved by this person. You're not supposed to come to earth and experience life in this way. Right? But you have free will. But I feel like through this reading, it's like the universe, your ancestors, your spirit guides, God wants you to want more for yourself. Your twin flame often is an embodiment of you. That's why they trigger you to figure out exactly what it is you desire and want in this lifetime and to go and seek it out. All right. I feel like people you can trust. This is advice that you can genuinely trust if you've landed on this reading, and to start, thinking about it seriously. We also have raising children wisely. I feel like for many of you who are in marriages, you feel like you are not your best self when you are with this particular spouse. Part of this is setting an example for your children and choosing you so that your children can see a happy version of you raising them rather than the version of you that's feeling stifled, or again trapped by your spouse so much to the point where you may need to start taking back control. And it's not that hard, right? Like literally this unicorn could just get up and jump over this fence. But when we are feeling trapped in our situations, it's really hard to see that perspective, right? It's really hard to see that it is as simple as just getting up and jumping over the fence. For many of us, it is as simple as seeking out support, right? Telling our friends what's going on with us. Sprucing up our resume, start applying for jobs, start seeing how you can get creative from home. Many of us need to start earning our own money. That's usually the first step in starting to take back control of our lives. But sometimes, again, when we're caught up, it's really difficult to see those things, right? It's like we lose some of ourselves. So I feel like this reading is a confirmation for many of you. You've been patient long enough. Sorry, guys, let me turn that off. I feel like many of you have been patient long enough. It is time to start taking back control. All right. I love you guys. I don't know who this reading is for, but I do hope that it was helpful. You guys take care and I'll catch you in the next reading, okay? All right. Bye, guys. Look at this saucy little thing, huh? She's just passed out, living her life, living her best life. You're real spoiled with your little self, you know. Like one little saucy beaver, when I tell you. One little saucy beaver thing. Where baby? Where your baby? Look, baby white here for you, baby white dear. All right, guys. You guys get me to be so crazy and silly with her. I love it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.